We as a country need to ask ourselves some really tough questions as we go through this pandemic. It's exposing a lot of stuff. It's beautiful how that works. There is light in the chaos that we're going through right now. And right now, everyone's listening. Everyone has a lot of free time. The distractions are gone. That's a blessing. That's good. In the Christian community, they call that fasting. A lot of people are being exposed to themselves. They're reflecting on their decisions. They're reflecting on what's important. They're reflecting on where society is going, where it's heading. And is this where we want the trajectory to go? Why are we to this point? Why? How did we end up here? How? Why are we here? Ask yourself those questions. Us as a society, we should challenge everything that's normalized right now, everything that's conditioned right now. Everything. We live in a society where, yes, you have the free will and ability to do as you please, but you don't have the freedom to not reap the consequences of your actions. And I think right now people are realizing that. I hope they are. I pray they are. And I think that's what God is trying to communicate to everyone in this country right now. Things like self-righteousness, that people make a business off of that, while it disempowers people more. The pursuit of money over morals, the selfish desires over doing things beyond you, doing things for the future of your own people, of your kids, of the country, of continuation of mankind. We have movements out there now it's beautiful. Movements like Save the Kids. Our country has always been within the foundation of the continuation of mankind. How we can continue that. What beliefs, what systems, what culture do we create that's conducive for our kids to do well, for not just me to be happy, but for everyone to be happy, to have meaning, to have purpose, to have fulfillment. The system that we have now is great. Is it flawed? Yes, it's not perfect. But we're going through a cultural warfare right now. That's what we're going through. Americans should be asking themselves, what is it that we all agree upon? What is it that we like? What does it mean to be American? What does it mean? What do we stand for? What do we not stand for? All you have to do is look at what we're experiencing right now. The divide, the confusion, the anger, the rage. What caused that? Why do people want to destroy? Why do people not want to listen? Where is the misinformation coming from? Where is the indoctrination, you can say, coming from? The indoctrination of hating this country, of labeling that our flag is racist, the founding fathers are racist, and that everything in our history was purposely done only because they were all racist. What kind of hate, jaded, angry perception is that? I hope that in this moment we also humble ourselves to see how good we have it as a country, how far we've come. We're blessed to have history to study, and if you don't study history, this is a beautiful time to do it. Study President Mao. Study the World War I, World War II, the Civil War. Study how we got to 50 states. Study each president, the importance of Abraham Lincoln, the struggles that he went through. Study the truth about the South versus the North, in which parties encourage slavery, like the Democrat Party. Look for the truth of lies that the news and some teachers tell, like that the party switched. They did not. There was one individual that went from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party. Yes, that is true. And he was a racist as well. I won't dive deep into that right now, but probably make a separate video about that. But I hope that at this time, everyone starts questioning themselves on what the heck is going on. Why is it happening? And how are we going to move forward from this? We can't continue what we're doing right now. Things have to change. This is a fact. If it is not, this cultural warfare will be the end. The only way that our country can be destroyed is from within. And that's what all countries know. That's what the founding fathers, Abraham Lincoln, even said. The power of the Constitution lies within the hands of the people. And the only way that the Constitution or this great nation can be destroyed is by the people. So we as the people have to unite, have conversations, dive deep into things that are normalized. Do we consider okay? No. There are things that are not okay. There are behaviors that are not okay. There are influences that children have through social media that are not okay. Our academics need to be changed. There shouldn't be any type of teaching that they're imposing their beliefs into our students in colleges, in high school, normalizing behaviors, labeling hate speech, free speech as hate speech, ideas, new ideas, contradictive ideas as hate speech. That is not okay. Living in a fascist environment where people are being silenced, if not killed, because they don't believe in what you believe or they're part of a certain group. We're moving backwards. And we have to stop. And everyone agrees with that. Everyone's like, what do we do? We're looking for answers. And here's the thing. People think it comes from the government. This all started because of the government. The government hijacked and influenced our culture because the government just wants to make money. That's the only reason they care, is taxation. People think that the government is God. They're not. We have our own God. We have a God. Read the Bible. We should trust in ourselves. We believe in self-governing, not being governed by the government. Anyways, I hope that this sparks some interest or sparks something in you, because we can all agree that this type of culture we have now didn't start this year. It was a multitude of different generations and eras that got us to this point that we have now. The beautiful thing about it is we have infinite amount of resources to realize and study what worked and what does not work. Right now, this is not working. But we can find out what has worked and what has always worked. And it's very clear. Yes, I'm a conservative. Yes, I'm a religious man. But I wasn't always that way. I used to want to pursue alternatives. I used to like progressive ideas. I used to be what today's definition of liberalism is, untraditional ideas, right? Go against the grain. Maybe be more compassionate. Maybe old systems that have never worked that we should change because we're tired of seeing the oppression of a certain class, whatever it may be. All you have to do is look at that example in history and ask yourself, has it worked? Not does it sound good, not does it make you feel good. It's not about you, and it's not about showing compassion or virtue signaling. It's not about that. It's about what works for 350 million people in a country. That's a tough question. How can we all unite and be together? That is a tough question. I agree. But we all have to have the discussion, the ability to have a discussion. This is why we have the blessing of free speech. To exchange ideas, to compare and contrast differences. To say that does not work. That is not logic. That is unreasonable. Statistically speaking, that does not work. That is a lie. And there's a lot of that going on right now. And I have the government to blame for that. And I agree with that. Anyways, hope some of this makes sense. Hope all is doing well. Continue to stay optimistic. I'm loving what I'm seeing. The people uniting in Hollywood, California. They're doing the Save America March and Save the Children March, I think is what they're doing. And I think we should do the same thing here in Las Vegas. I deleted all my social media, but I might get back onto Facebook only to encourage protesting, uniting, communicating, having dialogue, because we cannot trust the government. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. God bless.